I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on the Spotlight Network, we're diving into a wonderful book. It is called Red Memories, and it's written by a terrific author. Her name is Toni Roy. It is a gripping romance drama set in the charming town of Fairhope, Alabama. This emotionally charged story explores the complexities of love, the weight of secrets, and the struggle to forgive and move forward. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put her in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her amazing book. The links are below this interview. Toni, great to see you here today on Spotlight.
Thank you for having me.
It is my pleasure. This is a terrific book. It is set in the town where you now live, Fairhope, Alabama. And what is it about Fairhope that was inspiring to you that helped you pen this wonderful story?
I had already been to Fairhope several times for short trips, and it's actually a destination for people who want to see a charming little town. And it's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning.
Wonderful. You have a cute little downtown, that kind of stuff. What makes it so pretty?
Well, right now we have everything lit up. All the trees in town are lit up, and it's ready for Christmas.
Mm.
We constantly keep fresh flowers on every corner, at every red light, in front of businesses, and it's just stunning all year round.
That sounds great. Sounds like we're going to have to make a Hallmark movie there.
I'm ready.
Oh, right. In fact, why don't we take your book and adapt it for a movie? I think that would
There
be
you
great,
go.
right? Yeah,
I'm happy to do
absolutely.
that.
Tell the folks at home a little bit about Red Memories. Give them an overview of the book.
Red Memories was kind of I'm not going to say mistake. It was something I started doing personally for writing, for support, and for just for me to have something as for therapy. And several people had picked up my book, and one lady told me, she said, "You've got to put this in a novel. You've got to write this as a story." So part of it's true, some of it's fictitious, but I wrote it mainly for therapy for me.
Give us an overview of the story.
So Isabel and Jonathan are married, and the relationship starts off really good. And I'm gonna cut this short and sweet because I don't want to discuss the abuse that much.
Right.
The marriage was having an abusive relationship,
Hmm.
and they chose to move because they wanted to start over. And they moved from Louisiana. They moved to Fairhope, Alabama.
Hmm.
And once they got there, she met a friend, and the friend developed ALS.
Mm.
And then there's a third connection, and they all three intertwine. It's just the third one I'd rather not, because if I tell you the third person's relationship, it's going to blow the end, and it's such a great ending.
Yeah, we
And
don't want to give away too much, just an
no, no, not
overview,
at
and that's
all.
perfect to set it up, no doubt. Why is the book titled Red Memories?
Um, my sister-in-law that had ALS, who is also in the book based on her, and she loved red, she loved horses, and it takes place on a horse farm here in
Mm.
Fairhope, Alabama. And she asked me to name it Red Memories. So one of the horses that are in the book is named Red, and then also several other ones, other
Won-
names.
Wonderful, wonderful. What do you hope readers take away from Isabel and Jonathan's story?
For the women who have been abused, and men, sometimes men are abused, to know that you really want to be able to have and find your strength to leave, to secure your safety, to understand it's not you, it's the person that is abusing that has the problems.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. A lot of people feel if they did this instead, if they didn't do that instead, that it
Right.
would be better, but you have no control over another person who's abusive. The thing to do is to get out of the relationship, right?
For your safety, yes. I
Yeah.
just felt like my life meant more to me and my children than it did for some person to abuse me for the rest of my
Yeah,
life.
absolutely, absolutely. And tell us how you utilize the charm of Fairhope in your story. Tell us how you describe it and how it fits into the story.
Fairhope has a beautiful scenery, and they also do several movies here.
Okay.
And it's just so picturesque. You have
Yeah.
the bay, Mobile Bay. It's on Mobile Bay, so you
Mm,
have a lot of water, and it's just a charming place. And it's almost like you have to experience it to understand.
yeah.
You can Google Fairhope, Alabama, and just see all of the pictures. It's just wonderful.
Absolutely. Well, you got me hooked. I'm definitely going to put that on the list of road trips to take to go through Fairhope, Alabama,
Right.
without a doubt. Particularly since it's mid-December and it's 65 degrees today, so that's ranking high on my list for sure. Was
Yeah.
this your first time writing a book?
It was, and I actually have one other started because
Mm.
everybody in the book clubs have called me and said, you really got to write a second one just like it, take it from the ending. And I probably will. I'm looking forward to trying that. Just a lot going on this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you get this book out there, see how it does, and then you can work on the other book when you have time, no doubt.
Right.
And we talked briefly about this as a movie, but I think it would be a great film. It's beautiful settings, interesting characters, great drama. So have you envisioned this perhaps on the big screen?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Getting it there is a challenge, but
Yeah.
uh, I would love to do that, to have it just brought out as a beautiful town. The book is wonderful. It's interesting. It doesn't stop with just one story. And I think it would be a great idea to have it here. Would
Yeah.
love to do that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you've done the first big step, which is you've created the work, you've told the story, you've put it out there. So you never know whose hands it's going to wind up in. So hopefully it winds up into somebody's good hands and they want to
Correct.
turn it into a film. That would be wonderful. That'd be
Correct.
wonderful.
I would
Um,
love that.
was it difficult at times? I mean, parts of your story of Red Memories are dark. Was it tough writing about that stuff?
Yes, it was. Not just the abuse for me because I went through it personally,
Right.
but the story of my sister-in-law who died of ALS. She
Yeah.
died during the writing of the book.
Oh,
So I kind of put it aside for a couple of months and then I started over. And I
exactly.
read it to her before she passed. And she wanted to hear it and she just loved it. She couldn't speak at that time, but I understood what she meant. She'd blink her eyes and she understood completely.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, it's very kind of you to spend that time with her, to read her the book. It is such a terrible disease. It really robs people at such a young age of their ability to move and function. And it's a
Horrible.
painful thing. It's a very, very painful thing. So your sequel that you're working on will focus on what? Where will it pick up in the story? Without giving out away too much about the ending
That's
of
a
the first.
difficult question because if I
Yeah.
don't tell you the end,
Okay,
it's
then we
kind of
better not
hard.
get into that, but you'll
I
pick
mean,
up from the end and then go from there.
right. And another relationship has developed at the end. So I don't want to go
Yeah,
there just yet. And
exactly.
so, yes, I probably will do that. Start from the end and continue it and leave it here in Fairhope.
Sounds great. Now, you said this started kind of as a journal and then
Yes,
it morphed into a book?
yes, it did.
Yes. So
Uh,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, you go ahead.
I was saying, so you were basically writing your feelings and thoughts about a relationship that you had troubles in, and then it took on its own life when you decided to not put it into a novel?
Yes, it took its own life. Uh, my husband at the time tells me, I don't know how you did three stories that combined together during the whole book. He said, because you have it blended so well. So it's a relationship between the husband, Isabel and Jonathan. It's a relationship, like I said earlier, with the sister-in-law that has ALS. And then the last relationship, which is very, very important for the next book.
Absolutely. And that's the part of the book we're not going to talk about because we don't want to give away anything here. You're going to have to read it yourself and you're going to love reading it. It's fascinating. It is gripping. It is called Red Memories. It's written by Toni Roy. It is a gripping romance drama set in the charming town of Fairhope, Alabama. It is an emotionally charged story that explores the complexities of love, the weight of secrets, and the struggle to forgive and move forward. The author weaves a tale of passion, resilience, and the price one pays for love, making this a must-read for fans of heartfelt drama. Toni, thank you so much for joining me here today on Spotlight.
You are so welcome. It was a pleasure to meet you, and who knows, right?
Yep, absolutely. Pleasure to meet you as well. I look forward to
You.
seeing this in the bookstores, and I
Thank
look
you.
forward to seeing it on the big screen as well. That would be wonderful. This is
Thank
where
you.
dreams begin. I appreciate your time today. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on
Thank you.
Spotlight.